Yeah, yo. So this is one movie that when I saw the trailer, I knew for a fact I had to see this in theaters. And I'm going to just go out on a limb and say I am not disappointed that I saw this movie in theaters, y'all. Like, honestly, this is a match made in heaven that I didn't know I needed until I saw this movie. Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Coleman are gold together. And obviously, I've been a fan of Benedict Cumberbatch in Star Trek Into Darkness. Yeah, I know Star Trek fans hate that movie, but he has a great performance in it. So that's the first thing I've ever seen him in. And then Olivia Coleman, I first saw her in a show on BBC called Broadchurch, where she plays the cop Miller. And she's fantastic. She has had nothing but a career upswing since then. And I'm happy to see that she's getting like the recognition she deserves. But both of these two together, the chemistry is so real feeling. Like they feel like they belong together. And something about this film that just felt so crazy is how normal it is. Like it starts off so normal, and Benedict Cumberbatch is playing I believe, an architect. Yes, he's playing a very successful architect. Olivia Colman is playing a woman who is his wife, who owns her own little restaurant that ends up becoming this big deal. And they have a great relationship. First of all, it starts off with them just hooking up in the fucking um in the walk-in fridge at a restaurant that she's working at, and then they end up loving each other. And then they're married down the line. They got two kids, twins, which I didn't pick up on until a little bit later in the movie that they're twins. They're twin kids. They go through a little hardship, right? So they love each other. They have a great relationship. They get along. They laugh. They play. They make love to each other. And then Benedict Cumberbatch has a faulty in one of his designs that causes a huge issue. And he now becomes a laughing architect of pretty much the architectural industry. Meanwhile, she has a restaurant that does like 11 to 12 covers a week, apparently. But then she gets a food critic and then she blows up. And now her restaurant is doing numbers to the point where there's chains, there's multiple restaurants opening all over the country, the states, wherever. She's on the cover of magazines. She is a famous, world renowned Michelin star chef. Meanwhile, he's at the apex downfall of his career, basically, being forced to be the stay at home dad and be with the kids and this, that, and the third. So they kind of swap roles in a way. This is where all the contention happens. And I don't think she's mad at him for losing his situation. I think it's more she really liked being a mom. She liked nurturing. His argument was he liked being the guy that provided and went out to work and this and the third. And that's where the contention comes in. That's where the drama comes in, all the hatred and all those other things. And something that I do like is that it's not just one way, then the other. There's like this nice little build up. There's a nice build up towards when they start to just get dysfunctional and start disliking each other to the point where apparently the kids were waiting for them to get divorced. It's like that's crazy. So pretty much going in, I didn't know how the movie was going to end. I honestly thought the movie was going to end with them getting a divorce, but that's not what happens. And that was a nice change because I feel like in most movies today it would just be well they're getting a divorce because they're just getting a divorce. But in this situation, they kind of rectify. So throughout the movie, you see that there's this tension from him first, obviously, because he's like, well, this used to be me. Now this is you. You're doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And there really didn't seem to be a lot of teamwork going forward. So now he's the dad. He's got the kids all structured. They're exercising. They're running miles. They're not eating sugar. And the mom's like, well, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, the kids is being real precise and like direct and straightforward, everything and calculated and all this other stuff. And the mom's like, hey, yo, what's going on? Like, I love that dynamic that like the dad's home and now the kids are all militant. When the mom's home, the kids eating cupcakes and shit. Like, it's funny. And the like dynamic between Coleman and Cumberbatch, like the timing they both have is so phenomenal in some of those sequences. But then like the real bad stuff starts happening. So she gets some chain restaurants, some houses. They end up building their dream house or his architectural idea of a dream house, which is extremely expensive. There's differences there. So then they finally get to the dream house. I want to say Kate McKinnon and Andy Samberg are never not funny, but in this joint, like Kate McKinnon was like real out of pocket. The friend, the friend's wife who wants to have sex with the friend is like wild, and she does it in a way where it doesn't come off gross. Like it's just kind of hilarious. Andy Samberg playing the husband of like it's open, but we haven't really decided. But he's kind of a cuck, but he's like not kind of having it. But I like the message of she's pretty much saying, yeah, would I bang Benedict Cumberbatch? Yes. Who do I want picking me up when I'm sick, when I'm old? My husband. And I said, this movie went a completely different direction than what I thought. I thought it was going to be, well, their marriage sucks and their marriage sucks and they're going to like find a way to separate from each other. But no, the message was, let's work at it. Now, I know you guys want to talk about the crazy stuff, right? So the sequences that I think they should have left out of the trailer is her with the gun. I think that should have been hit out of the trailer because that ultimately didn't amount to anything, right? Like she has the gun, she does try to shoot him, and then she shoots the chandelier. She chases him with the gun, but he gets the upper hand at one point. But then they start talking and actually solve their problem. If they'd have just talked to each other and realized that they love each other, then that everything that we saw wouldn't have happened. And that's what a lot of people fail to understand. If you just talk and communicate with each other, you won't like a lot of these problems can actually kind of go away. Now, sometimes they don't. But I love that there's the message now of maybe you guys don't hate each other. There's just been a big miscommunication, a big misstep somewhere along the way. And if you guys love each other and have a bunch of other things in common, like chemistry and things like that, why not try to fix it? Now, this is where it gets wild because they do have a marriage counseling session that ends the trailer, but that's the beginning of the movie. So it starts off with them at the marriage counselor, and she's like, I don't think y'all can fix y'all problems. And they're like, that's wild. But then the movie plays out, and you're like, they seem like they love each other. And then you get to the middle, and then all the bullshit happens. I really enjoyed this. It's not a masterpiece. I know some people are saying masterpiece. I'd say it's just great. It's just a great film. It's a great comedy movie, a great family movie, a great marriage lesson movie that I think a lot of people should watch because, yeah. And now for my favorite scene in the movie, going into the lighter side, the dinner party scene. I don't know how they got that out the ground because that scene is out of pocket from the beginning of the dinner party to the end of the dinner party. It is out of pocket the whole way through. Wherever whoever wrote that scene needs a damn raise. Whoever decided to put Olivia Coleman and Cumberbatch together needs a raise. That scene, I don't think it would have been nearly as good if it wasn't those two. Like for real. The dialogue in that scene is out of pocket. The chemistry, honestly, amongst all the actors is A1. But y'all gotta see it to believe it. It's honestly a fun movie. It is so wild, but so sincere with its message in a weird way. But the ending I'm gonna leave out because I want y'all to be surprised when y'all see it because actually it's kind of foreshadowed at the beginning. It's crazily foreshadowed at the beginning. Yeah, like you gotta see it for yourselves. But one thing I don't want to forget, and this is just like a nice little attention to detail. There is time that passes. Like I think like a good 3 years of what we see of them goes by. So it's not like 1 month and the next month they want to kill each other. It's like a 3 year progression. So keep that in mind. Like it's really cleverly done. So with that being said, that's pretty much all I got to say on the roses. I definitely give this like a 8, 7.5, 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this movie. It's fun, clever, witty. Doesn't really pull any punches on the comedy. And I think a lot of people who like comedy would really like this movie. So with that being said, you guys have been here with me. I'm going to let you guys go. Like and comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.